Good evening, and welcome back to the Variable Y Minute. I'm your host, the Variable Y. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me this evening as we kick off another week of interesting sports talk. I wanted to apologize to you guys. I know I was out for the last few days of last week. Like I said, I was a little under the weather and I was just not sounding good. Didn't really have my focus, and I didn't want to bring you guys anything less than 100%. So I figured I'd take some time off, get myself back in order, and now I'm here better than ever, ready to give you guys my sports opinions. Now, before we get into that, I wanted to send a shout out to another listener or another follower, I guess I should say. Big shout out to a very, very good young brother, friend of mine. This dude knows his sports as well. You can follow him, my man, Mr. McCleary. You can follow him at Mr. underscore McCleary, McClary, and just pick his brain about some things. He, like I said, it's a good brother, knows his sports, knows his basketball, loves his New York Knicks for some odd reason. I don't understand it, but hey, we all love what we love, right? Some people will look at me and say, why are you still paying attention to the Falcons after everything they've done to you to embarrass the city? And that's the way I feel about him and the Knicks. So we can understand each other on that aspect. So let's get right into it, guys. So I've got something that I want to get in real quick. And I want to get on this notion of thinking that these old quarterbacks, for some odd reason, just have to be continue to be great. Like, we never say the old running back is still great. We don't think that the old receiver can still, run a 4-4. But for some reason, we think that guys like Tom Brady and Drew Brees and Philip Rivers and Eli Manning and Aaron Rodgers, even, like, these guys can play until they're 100 years old and they're always going to be good. I don't know if you guys saw these last two games of the week, or of Sunday, I should say, but I did. And on display, you had two quarterbacks that I'm not going to say they're past their prime. I'm not going to say they're over the hill, but you got two guys who can't do it week in and week out anymore. It's just natural. Like, Father Time is undefeated, and I don't care what any of these people are doing. Yeah, they got all this flexibility, pliability. Sure, it can make them play for another few years, and when you got the refs in your back pocket like they do in New England, then yeah, you can win. And when you have a terrible division who just hires the worst head coaches, then yeah, you can win a couple of divisions and you can have a shoe in a cakewalk to the Super Bowl. And yeah, when you coach against other guys, and I don't know if I've said this on this. Matter of fact, I know I haven't said this on this channel, but Bill Belichick is a Sith Lord, and he gets in there, he Jedi mind bleeps all these other head coaches. So when you got that working in your favor, then yeah, you're gonna win a bunch of Super Bowls. But if you guys saw the same game I saw last night, then you know as well as I do that Tom Brady is not the guy he used to be. Tom Brady is not a guy who's going to win you a Super Bowl. Now, he can be present as your team wins. They got a great defense, then obviously a defense can do it. But Tom is not going to win you a Super Bowl. Guaranteed. I'm just saying that right now. Yeah, he can dink and dunk his way to 400 or 500 yards, but he's not going to make any throws. Sorry, he's not going to make more than one or two throws in a 60-minute game that is very impactful that you will say that throw won us a Super Bowl. He's got one in him, maybe two. That's it. And quite frankly, Aaron Rodgers, I think he's starting to turn that corner too. Because some of those balls, did y'all see him yesterday? Some of those they kept skipping off the ground. He couldn't get it. He couldn't throw it out to his receivers who were right there. And this is Aaron Rodgers, so we know he can do just about anything. But I think it's time we stop dwelling on the past and we stop looking to the past and we start looking to the future. Like, we've got Patrick Mahomes, we've got Deshaun Watson, we got Lamar Jackson. Like, in these three guys, we got three guys who are doing things that I'm not going to say we've never seen before. Maybe in Patrick Mahomes, we just never seen a guy who can throw it this well and move it. Well, I don't know, because maybe you can compare him to Aaron Rodgers. And you got Deshaun Watson. You could probably compare him to, I don't know if he's as fast as Mike Vick, so you probably want to compare him to Randall Cunningham. And then you got DeSean Jackson, who of course everybody is comparing to Mike Vick. So we've seen these guys do these things before, but we've never seen it in Jackson's case. We've never seen it where a team actually is smart enough and has great coaching where they can build a whole scheme around him to actually accentuate his positives and eliminate his negatives. They're not trying to put a square peg into a round hole. They got the square peg. They're trying to find a square hole, and they're going to try to run them up in there, which is what you're supposed to do as a freaking coach. But again, I digress. One of these days, we'll talk about how bad coaching and general managing and scouting is, but we won't do that today because we're running out of time. So my main point for today's show is I think it's out with the old and in with the new with these quarterbacks. I'm hoping that the league will see this. I'm hoping that they won't set everything up to have these old guys get their last swan song and we have to see another boring Super Bowl with these boring teams in there who they're just going to paint and wax poetic about how great they are, knowing good and damn well that if you watched any of these games this year, they are they're nowhere near as good as some of these middling quarterbacks in the league now, let alone nowhere near as good as where they were a long time ago. But anyway, guys, that's all I'm going to give you guys today. I thank you all again for listening. If you got any comments, if you have any suggestions, if you want any extra shout outs, just let me know. Just hit me up, and I will definitely do that for you. If you want to shout your girl out on her birthday, you want to shout out your kids on their birthday, whatever. I'm down for whatever, guys. So just continue to support. I really appreciate it. Again, check out the YouTube channel, The Variable Y Minute. Every video is getting uploaded on there, as well as Instagram. You guys found me on Instagram. Also, the Variable Y podcast is live and running right now. So many ways you can reach out to me if you want to. Many ways you can find me if you want to. And I thank you guys so much for joining me. And I hope to see you again tomorrow. Have a great night.